All right, well, it's time to hear from our honoree, but let me just say, by way of final introduction, we hereby declare this LL Cool J Day in Hollywood.
Wow. You know, the, the first word that comes to my mind is gratitude and just being grateful. I'm just so thankful and so appreciative of, this honor. I really don't know what to say. What I'd like to do is, instead of rambling with the speech, I like to thank people in stages, because I think that my career has many stages. You know, this face, this familiar face that I'm looking across there, is a guy who gave me my break, produced my first record. He's one of the greatest producers in the world. His name is Rick Rubin. And he is just, if it wasn't for Rick Rubin calling a 16-year-old back in 1984, I wouldn't be standing here now. So thank you. That being said, he introduced me to a gentleman over in this front row over here named Russell Simmons, who is a person that taught me about career. Russell told me, no, LL, you don't have to wear thigh-high leather boots. You can wear your sneakers that you normally wear, and you can be who you are and dress normal. You don't have to. I know you're a Rick James fan, but you don't have to dress like that. You can be LL Cool J. I was like, oh, I can be me? He was like, yeah. I was like, oh, okay. So I'll just dress regular then. So I want to thank you, Russell, for all you've done for my career, because, again, I wouldn't be here without you. Then, before I get to this section, I'd also like to thank the luminaries in the crowd. I'd like to thank Mike Tyson, because Mike inspired me to be great. In my record, I'm bad. When I said I'm like Tyson, I'm a soldier at war, I really meant that. And every time you knock somebody out, you made me feel like I could get out there and knock them out on stage. So I appreciate you. To Magic Johnson, everything you did in basketball was unbelievable. And every night, it was like I was experiencing something new, something magical, something majestic. And then you took a low point in your life and turned it into an inspiration that inspired all of us. And for that, I thank you very much. Queen, female, and strength. I don't want to extend this too long, so I'm going to try to keep it short. But Queen, what you did as a female and as a woman, and the strength that you've displayed, and the dignity and the grace and the class that you brought. Because sometimes, we can be quick as A&Rs and as producers to push our women in a certain direction. But you've always maintained your dignity and your class, and we respect you and appreciate you for that. And then to my man Diddy, I remember when him handing out flyers in the club and us just standing there and him running around. And I remember the first time, we talked about doing something together. He had started Bad Boy Records, and he came up to me and he said, yo, I want you to get on this Craig Mack remix. And I was like, I don't think I want to do that. And he was like, well, why not? And I really didn't have an answer. So I did it. I really didn't have an answer. So I said, okay, I'll do it. And he's always been a very creative, very motivating factor in my life. And everything that he did, even though you started a little while after me, the heights that you've reached have motivated me and inspired me. And I appreciate you and respect you for that. And then there's a gentleman, Ken Ehrlich. Now, I'm fast forwarding a little bit, but I see Ken and Neil sitting there. And I must say, what you guys have done with the Grammys, the executive producer that you are, you've given me an education on entertainment. You've given me an education on how to be creative, how to show love, how to be appreciative, how to work with artists, all different genres of music. He is an encyclopedia, and I would say that Ken Ehrlich is probably one of the most creative executives in the business, that people just, you may not know him when he's walking down the block, but you have been touched by a show that Ken Ehrlich put together. So I just want to say I love you, and I love you, Neil. And then, my new family, Kevin, Casey, everything we're doing, Jay, I appreciate you guys from the bottom of my heart, because you've shown me that you're willing to place big bets and just believe in what we're doing. And you've taught me not to say no, and I appreciate you for that. Now, before I go any further, I have to say something about this section. I'm fast forwarding and I'm skipping stages, and I'm gonna save the best for last. But you know, CBS, Les Moonves, you have changed my life. You believed in me from day one. I definitely would not be standing here if it wasn't for you. All these gentlemen and ladies, they are the foundation, but you absolutely put me on your shoulders and took me to new heights. And you have, you know, taken LL Cool J from A to B, you know, to the next level. And I am very appreciative of that. I recognize it. And, you know, what you've done for my career and the trust that you bestowed upon me, allowing me to break bread at your house, be around your family, your child. I appreciate you and I love you for that. Thank you very much. Thank you. And to the rest of the CBS staff, you guys are amazing. Shane has done a great job with NCIS Los Angeles. Chris O'Donnell has been a wonderful partner. Daniela, Eric Christian Olsen, a great, charming, charismatic actor. You know, I got too many people here. My man Sloan, Jason Sloan, who has just been so great for me and just made, you know, great deals in my life. Paul, Mark, I mean, you know, Rich, Andrew, I mean, the whole crew is here. It's just amazing. And then I want to also just thank my family. You know, my wife has been just supportive and amazing to me and been by my side every step of the way. My mother, my children, my best friend Jerry, who I've known since I was 5 years old and he was 8. You know what I'm saying? My man, Rich, you're so close to the stage, I didn't even see you. My man Richard Weitz is here. Love you. My son, my daughters, Michael Hertz, Jason Barrett, who has been with me from day one. Claudine Joseph, who has just worked tirelessly. I mean, she's one of the hardest workers I've ever met in my entire life. I mean, and she bleeds for us and bleeds for the team. Just, you know, all of you guys, Kristen, Katie, you know, Michael Hertz. You know, if there's anybody, and for any reason, and I'm not mentioning your name, like Kevin Lyles, Neil Portnow, everybody here, just know that I really, truly, and deeply, from the bottom of my soul, appreciate this award. And I want to say one last thing, and that is, if a task is once begun, never leave it till it's done. Be thy labor great or small. Do it well or not at all. Thank you, Grandma. I love you. You know, it's just so emotional. I also want to thank the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce and all the people, Anna, all the different people who were involved in making this star happen. I appreciate each and every one of you in that organization so very much, and I thank you and appreciate you. And you need to know that. I'm just very emotional. So if there's anybody else, Anna, if there's anybody else that I forgot, please blame it on the head and not the heart. I appreciate you. My man Cut Creator's in the building. E-Love is in the building. My man Bobcat's in the building. D Nice is in the building. Kevin Lyles in the building. It's just so many. My man Randy's in the building. I love you all. Chuck D, Public Enemy. Kevin Smith is in the building. Muffler's in the building. I love you. Thank you. And all the fans that are watching, I love you at home. And all the fans, make some noise.